Hi, Rich Carrubba for bowlingball.com. Let's talk today about how to throw a strike in bowling, and I'm going to do this in a three-part series. We've already got an article posted, part one, so this is the part one video that corresponds. Learning how to throw a strike in bowling is a big step in improving overall scores, and I'm really addressing this video and the article information to new bowlers, beginner bowlers, maybe people that have been bowling for a while, up to 135 or 140 average, somewhere in that range. You're experienced enough about it, or you're learning about it, or you're serious enough to want to improve. There are three things really that this series is going to address, this series of articles and videos. And today we're going to talk about number one, that's the pocket location. In subsequent articles and videos, we'll talk about initial alignment and alignment adjustments. But today, pocket location. Now let's begin first with really understanding where the pocket is located. If you consider the bowling pin formation on the deck, and if you already know this, forgive me, but if you don't, it's important to know that the head pin, the pin closest to you in the four rows of pins, the number one pin, the head pin, is located, the exact center of the pin is located on the 20 board, which is the middle board of the lane. If the lane is, let's say, 40 boards wide, the center board, 20 board, as example, is where the head pin's located, and directly behind it, the 5 pin. That's in the third row of pins. In the second row of pins, you got the 2 pin and the 3 pin. If we're a right-handed bowler, and I'm going to use right-handers as examples in this article, opposite for left-handers, the right-handed bowler, in order to hit the pocket, the ball should hit the head pin on the right side of the head pin, slightly on the right side, where it also contacts the 3 pin, okay, but does not hit the 2 pin. Hits the 1 and the 3, continues in. If it's delivered at about an impact angle of about 30 degrees, to 45 degrees in that range. Usually 30 degrees is a good impact angle for optimum pin carry. Then the ball drives in, hits to the heart of the lineup of the pins, and hits the 5 pin also. So the ball would contact the 1 pin, the 3 pin, the 5 pin, and the 9 pin in the back row. Power players who hook the ball a lot will also hit the 8 pin in the back row. But the primary pins are the 1, 3, 5, and then of course the 9. And the more often you throw the ball in the pocket, the better your chance of striking. And you don't strike every time you hit the pocket. We all know that round objects, the bowling pins and the bowling ball, when they collide, things happen in funny directions. But most of the strikes, your best chance is hitting the ball right solidly in the pocket, which would be at the 17.5 board. The 3 pin is located on the 15 board, if we begin counting from the right edge of the lane, and the head pin on the 20 board. So right in between is the 17.5 board. Typically that's what our objective is and where we're trying to line up to hit the pocket. Now, it's recommended by all the bowling ball manufacturers after years and years of experimentation and testing to try to release the ball at an average velocity, somewhere between 15 to 18 miles an hour. So in other words, the ball should come off your hand between 18 and 21 miles an hour, and it's going to lose speed as it goes down the lane. From inertia. The higher friction, the drier the lane, or the more your ball hooks, the greater time it takes to get to the pins, and the greater time it takes, the less the ball speed. The quicker the ball gets there at any given launch velocity, then the higher the instantaneous velocity is when the ball impacts the pins. But without getting too carried away with physics, you want to stay in an optimum speed range, 16 to 18 miles an hour is average velocity. Average velocity. That's what the manufacturers try to ask you to do. Why? Well, they test the bowling balls, and they build the cover stocks, the surface of the ball, and the core designs, and they test them in the optimum speed range to give you the best chance of a consistent ball motion. Consistent ball motion means you can line up and hit the pocket more consistently. And by hitting the pocket more consistently, you're going to get a better chance at strikes. Now, we all know you can get a strike crossing over the head pin, or even missing the head pin and getting the domino effect. All those things happen, but not nearly as frequently as hitting the pocket, and that's why the pros target the pocket and are so consistent at hitting the pocket. They make their living bowling. There must be a good reason why. Throwing the ball too hard or too slowly are just as ineffective. It's better to deliver the ball in that optimum speed range. Now, you see guys showing off. See these young guys that'll throw the ball real fast down the lane, and the pins will jump way up in the air. It looks pretty, but what happens? The pins will actually roll around the neck of the pin next to it. They won't knock down their neighboring pins, let's say. The widest part of the bowling pin is about 4.5 inches off the pin deck. And then you go up higher, it narrows down where the neck of the pin is, doesn't it? So that's why if you keep the ball delivered at an optimum speed range, the pins collide with the widest part of the pins on their neighboring pins in the different rows of bowling pins, and correspondingly then the best chance at pin carry. Okay, that means the best chance of getting a strike. Now, there's going to be some other factors involved that we're going to address later. Initial alignment, how to line up initially to hit the pocket, and then of course making adjustments to continue to hit the pocket. But we hope some of these tips today learn where the pins are, what their formation is. We've got an article in Bowlversity on the website, Bowling Pin Formation. Check that out, and it'll talk a little bit more about it as well. But knowing the pocket location and trying to deliver the ball at a consistent ball speed at a right type of angle of entry, you want to collaborate with your coach. Consult your bowling coach or your local bowling professional, pro shop operator, whoever's experienced. And you are going to take a bowling lesson, aren't you? You want to get better and you're serious about the game, everyone should take a bowling lesson. So go ahead and do that, and I think you'll learn a great deal about it, and it'll help you improve your average right away. Hope these tips help you, and thank you.